shy, stressed, anxious individual to really feeling like I am a boss babe, that I'm an amazing mom, I'm a great wife. You know, I'm working on those things every day, but I really truly believe that I'm a babe as well, and I can't believe that I would ever have desired to be that, nor enjoyed it as much as I do, or even really to be able to embody the confidence to say that. I couldn't have imagined that 3 years ago. So how did that journey come about? So I just want to share, you know, some things that I've learned on my journey, and maybe they'll resonate with you. The first thing, the first point I want to make is doubt is so much stronger than belief. And 1% of doubt, whether it's in yourself, whether it's in the product, whether it's in the company, whether it's in the industry, the mission, 1% of doubt will poison 99% of belief. So we're really going to focus on belief today and how we can build belief in all those areas. And I particularly want to focus on a lot of self-belief today. The first point, really big point that I want to make, that I've really come to understand on my journey, is often it's the like you guys all have the how. Like you turn up to training, you're all a part of amazing teams. There's so much of the how to create success. And yet, how many of you are in action creating success? So what is that missing link? I know that so often we hang on to, oh, but I'm not confident. Oh, but I'm this, or I'm not that. And we hang on to those stories. And what you don't realize is waiting to be confident, waiting to have the perfect words, waiting for it all to fall in line, waiting to understand the virtual office in and out, all the things that are not high-paying activities. That will not build confidence. The only way to build confidence, to grow confidence within yourself, is to get in action. Action takes you out of doubt. Action builds passion. You know, for the first 6 months in my business, I did very little. I was waiting for the passion to hit. I was waiting for the juice plus brain damage to hit. I was waiting to feel confident. And surprise, surprise, none of those things happened for me. And it wasn't until I suddenly found my desire, my burning fire within, that enough was enough. And I'm going to go all the way with this. And that pushed me into action. That is what grew confidence in myself. That is how I've grown into someone who feels like a boss babe that can do anything. Okay, and that is in stark contrast to where I started. It's the action that will grow your confidence. You have to stop sitting on your hands and waiting for it to come. You have to stop clutching onto those stories that are not the truth. Because what is real truth? If you spend a moment of contemplation every single morning to quieten the noise, to take some deep breaths, and to just feel the truth of who you are, I think that what you will find is that you know that you're full of unlimited potential. And it's probably that scares you more. The success scares you more than staying in your comfort zone. So we're going to talk a bit more about this stuff. I'm going to share some stories and some things, and how can you train your mind for success, and how can you get up every day and want to get in that action to grow that confidence, to grow that passion. Because once I got in action, very quickly the juice plus brain damage set in, where I was so addicted to my business. And my entire life, I told myself I'm not a career-driven woman and I'm not a businesswoman. In fact, I resented my husband for being in traditional business because I had told myself my entire life, I am not a businesswoman. I'm just going to be a mum. That was my life's desire, my life's goal, right? And so for me to be a businesswoman now is the biggest shock of my life, and I'm enjoying it more than anything. And it's not at a compromise of my greatest desire of being an amazing mum. So isn't it amazing how many stories we have going on in our head, and how masterful we are at directing and writing and creating and visualizing BS stories that F our life up, that ruin our life. Like, you are a master creator, and you're so incredible at creating nonsense for yourself, creating chaos. in your life. When your thoughts are chaotic, you create chaos. When your thoughts are suffering, you create suffering. You create all of that in your life. You are a responsible creator of your future. You guys put yourself on mute, please.
I'm trying to see who that is. If you guys please mute yourself. There's somebody with music in the background. I apologize. I'm trying to see who that is.
It's Haley's phone. Yeah, cool. So if you're so incredibly masterful at dreaming up so much incredible suffering and chaos and I'm not good enough and so many BS stories about yourself, then what if you just switched your focus and started directing an amazing story for yourself? That every day you spent just a few minutes a day to rewrite that story in your head, to think about who you want to be, what you want to have, what you're truly capable of, what is the truth of who you are. You know, what relationships you want to have, what kind of parent you want to be, you know, what success you want in this business. What is that success going to bring you? You know, how much money? What would you do with that money? You know, I had one of my beautiful, gorgeous friends on a call with me last week, and she shared some amazing stuff that I'm going to share with you now. Her name's Angela Simpson, and she runs the Gratitude Project, which you can follow on Instagram. And, you know, she shared, you know, how amazing is it that we all run these stories of, I'm not one of those people. I don't need to fly business class or first class. I'm not one of those people. You know, I don't need to live in a fancy house. I'm not one of those people. Well, what a load of crap. Why not? Why would you fly in economy if money was no object and you could lay down, be given some pajamas, have a real toilet, a real shower, internet? Like, why would you not choose that option? And who are you to judge those that have that option? And who are you not to want to be one of those people? Because whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever, I'm not here to tell you what your beliefs are, but whatever they are, I truly believe it is sinful not to create abundance in your life, because abundance allows you to be a better person. You get to give more, you get to be more, you have more time freedom to serve the world, you have the financial freedom to serve the world, you show up better in every area of your life because you have the mental capacity to do so. Because I know before this business, when we didn't have financial freedom, we had that much stress in our life. We were so fixated on just surviving that we didn't have the headspace to help others. So it is your responsibility to create abundance. And you have the perfect people in front of you right now. And I'm going to talk a little bit more on your money BS stories in a minute, but let's just stick to creating a new script for yourself. What if after this call, and I got this from Ange, totally ripping her stuff off right now, but we did a call last week, and what she has done for her life to create the success that she has is she writes a script for what she wants her life to be, and she reads that every day. That's how she gets in state every day. So the exact relationship that she wants to have, the exact kind of mother she wants to be, the exact financial position they want to be in, the kind of house, what does it look like, what does it feel like, to see the kids swimming in the pool every day, to be able to walk to the beach just down the road and put your feet in the sand, you know, to be able to contribute. Where would you contribute your time and your money and your energy to? What kind of team do you want to build? What culture do you want within your team? Who do you want to work with? You know, what is your vision? What is your passion? Who do you want to help and serve in this business? You know, write a script for all of those things. What kind of health do you want to live in? You know, what does success to mean to you? And success isn't finances. It's about balance and abundance in all areas. Write that script out and read it every single day. And that puts you in a mind frame of desire and vision. And that is what pulls you forward into action towards success. Because if you don't have desire, if you don't have a clear vision, then you're just going to continue sitting in your comfort zone. Now, I went and did this amazing course on the weekend. It's a bit of a spiritual journey, and she shared a story, and I thought it was so powerful and so relevant to our business. I'm going to try and recreate it without sounding silly. But she shared this story of two sisters living in a village, and one sold flowers and one sold fish. And they both came home from a hard day's work. And the first sister had her basket of leftover flowers, and the second sister had her basket of leftover fish. And so they go into their hut and they have dinner, they get ready for bed, they go to bed. And the second sister is having trouble falling asleep. There's something disturbing her within the hut. She can't find her comfort to fall asleep. So she gets up, she has a look around, and she realizes the basket of flowers is near her bed. So she moves the flowers and she brings the basket of fish near her bed, and she suddenly feels comfort and she can fall asleep because she's so used to the smell of fish that that's comforting to her. Does that not give you shivers? I can see some of you just going, oh my God, mind blown. You're so comfortable in a mediocre life that the thought of being anything more creates discomfort in you. And so you cling to the comfort zone. And that was me. I was so comfortable, so tightly attached in my comfort zone that the thought of being greater, the thought of utilizing my potential, the thought of having to rewrite my story of being shy and not talking to people. I mean, that's all BS. The truth was I was lazy. I didn't want to talk to people I didn't know because that was uncomfortable, and it was easier not to. It was easier to tell myself I'm a shy person and now I don't have to do that. But how does that serve my future, being that person, not being willing to grow? So ask yourself, what is it that you're attached to? What story? What meaning have you given your life? What persona have you taken on? What have you labeled yourself with that allows you to feel comfortable? Because that prevents you from growing and being more in this business. One of the biggest aha moments that I had over the weekend, I had many, but this may resonate with particularly a lot of the mamas on here. I've increasingly had a inability to handle noise. So when my children, and I had 2 girls, and they're angels, they're really well behaved, I can't complain. And so when they're just being kids, I find myself just wanting to explode because the noise, it's like the verbiage I use, this is how extreme it's been. I feel like my ears are bleeding. And in a meditation, I had this instant aha moment, and it's so obvious on the other side. It's not that they're being noisy. It's that my internal noise is so loud that when they're noisy, I feel like my head is going to explode. It just takes it to unbearable portions. But I need to tell myself to be quiet, not my children. There's so much internal noise where we create our future, we imagine the past, we're imagining, what's going to happen that's bad, what's not going to happen, what we're not capable of. We've got to learn to calm the noise so that we can create the destiny we actually want. Because the more you tell yourself those things, that's all you're going to create in this business, but in life. So start directing a new story, guys. Write that script. What are you going to direct for your future? Are you going to be a boss babe? What is that persona? I've started recreating image for myself that I'm a boss babe. And, Lauren is so amazing with her I am statements and her I am cards that makes it so easy for you if it's not a natural thing for you at first. I would wake up every day, I'm a boss babe. My number plates say I'm a boss babe. And when I get in it, I feel like a boss babe. I read my I am statements and it's reframed my mind. It's rewired my thinking of who I believe I am every day. So what is the script of who you want to be more of? Do you need to be more fun, more playful? Those were things that I had to bring back into my life. Because when you're in here with the noise, you're not fun to be around. It's not an attractive state to be in, right? If you're earning, I got this, I'm pretty sure from Simon Chan, I loved it. If you're earning less than $1,000 a month, it's because you're talking more to yourself than you are to other people. If you're earning less than $1,000 a month, you're talking more to yourself. You're spending so much of your time focused on self and talking to yourself than you are on serving the many and talking to the many. So write that one down. Your mind will find what you focus on. If you focus on I'm not enough, if you focus on the compensation plan is crap, if you focus on my team won't do the work, if you focus on my upline, downline, sidelines, they're not doing this, that, and that, and it's all their fault. If you focus on I'm not one of those people, it's all you're going to get in this business. When I started in this business, I was so doubtful. I was so filled with doubt and so skeptical that anytime something happened with the compensation plan that I hadn't understood before, or if head office changed something, or if my upline didn't do something correctly, I was quick to blame, shame, and justify. See, that is why this doesn't work. I was so fixated on finding what didn't work that is exactly what showed up in my business. And when you stop focusing on that, if you're filled with doubt right now, if you're frustrated, if you feel like you're stuck, it's because you're focusing on something that is bringing that up. If you want to create success, you need to change your beliefs. You need to change your focus, because your beliefs and your focus will drive your life. So what are you focused on right now that is not serving your business? Take responsibility for where you are at. It's entirely the only person you can rely on in this business is you. You have to look in the mirror. I have no expectation of a single person in my team. I show up with appreciation for anything that they do. My goals are my responsibility, not my team's responsibility. Whether they do a little or a lot, they are a blessing. I show up and ask them how I can serve them every day, not what I need from them for me. So if you've lost hope, it's because you're focusing in the wrong area, and you just need to shift that focus. Be more flexible in your framework of how you believe people should be and business should be and things should happen for you. You need to be more flexible, more accepting, and come from appreciation, not expectation, in everything that you do. And choose those thoughts consciously and deliberately every day, because they really will create the future for you, okay? And you have full responsibility over that. And it doesn't, and this is another thing, it doesn't matter what start you had in life. It doesn't matter what start you had in this business. It doesn't matter what start you had with rapport with your team or your upline or your downline or your sideline. You get to influence that every single day. You get to grow rapport. You get to build a community of connection and abundance and relationship. That can start today. Our adversities, the things that happened behind us, use that as fuel to push you forward in your future, not as your excuse of why you can't. And going back to just those stories, one of my favorite quotes is a Tony Robbins quote, and it's the only reason why you don't have the life of your dreams. The only reason why you're not living the life of your dreams right now is because of the BS stories you keep telling yourself over and over again of why you can't have it. The millionaire and the beggar all have the same amount of time in the day. So often I hear the excuses of, I can't get on training because I'm bathing my kids or I'm putting my kids to bed. I've got kids and they're my most important priority. My world revolves around them, but I make time for training. I structure my day so that this is the priority, because this business has impacted my family on such a profound level that we get such a greater connection with them now because of the time that we have. And I sacrificed 12 months where it was chaos, where I didn't get to read stories every night to my kids because I was on training and doing all that. But look what we were able to create. Adam went from working 70 hours a week to every single week he has a daddy date individually with each girl and does whatever they want to do. And he connects with them every single week. And they feel so incredibly loved and abundant. And we have so much joy in our life. You have to prioritize this and stop making excuses around time and what you can and can't do The millionaire and the beggar all have the same amount of time. It's what you choose to do with your time. And if you don't choose deliberately to fill your day up with things that are important, all the unimportant things are going to fill up your diary. So you have the choice to fill your diary in advance with the things that are important to you, or all the nonsense is going to fill it up anyway. One of the things that I do, I may well extend into this, is I have my my weekly planner. I now use a combination of diaries, but initially I kept simple because I wasn't great at managing my time, and we have a place called Kiki K here, which is like a stationary place, and they have a week at a glance where it's like a day, every day of the week on one page. And so my advice, if you're not great at managing your time and prioritizing this business every single day and finding time for it, is get a bunch of different highlighters and first go through and put your top priorities. So my two top priorities are family and health. And so I will highlight all the times that I'm present for my kids. I will highlight when Adam and I are going to have a date day, so we will talk to each other and work out when are we going to connect this week. We'll also work out when am I giving him his freedom. His thing is golf, and he sees where he needs to give me time, and I usually spend mine in yoga or something like that. And then I can realistically see the next priority for me is this business, and I can see exactly where I can schedule it in. And then when I see how much time I don't have much time, you actually do the high-paying stuff that's important for your business rather than scrolling through Facebook, right? Because it's such a priority. So you utilize your time more effectively. Initially, when I was growing to 100 Club, I'll be honest, my health got sacrificed because I was so dedicated to growing. So sometimes there's strategic imbalance if you're pushing for something, but it's important that you can reassess your diary on a month-to-month basis, because, you know, I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm exhausted. I need to bring me time back, and I would just rejuggle and reshift things. That's what's amazing about this business, is you do it as you do life. You get to set the intention, the boundaries on a month-to-month basis. You know, my team know what my boundaries are. There's certain times that I will not do calls because I'm being a mum, or I'm taking care of my health. And so when I show up energized, I show up filled with passion, not resentful because I'm not having balance in my life. So make sure you spend some time on time management. And that's the whole point of this business, is to create the life that you want, right? So real with that as well, and starting with the end in mind. Schedule your diary with the end in mind of what you want to create. Okay. So how do you create change? All right. So we've gone through all the BS and all the struggling self-talk things. So how do we create change if that's kind of where we're at and we're feeling stuck around that? So first of all, you need massive desire and vision, and your desire needs to be greater than your doubt and your distractions. If you're not willing to sit down for an hour in a quiet space where you can really just center yourself and be honest with yourself and stop telling yourself, I'm not one of those people, be real with yourself of what do you truly desire? What is your vision? Why? What were you inspired by? You know, why did you join this business? What is it that you truly desire? Because this business can deliver on that. You've got to put it on paper. It's got to be in front of you every day, whether it's the script that we talked about, whether it's the vision board, whatever works for you, you've got to write it down. And it's got to be so great that it's greater than your doubt, and it's greater than those distractions that are going to pop up in your diary every single week. My desire, I was in so much pain around our traditional business, around our financial stress, our relationship was suffering, and my relationship means more to me than anything. I was in so much pain around that my desire was so great to make change. I was so stuck in my stories of being shy and introverted, and how could I ever do a business like this? But my desire to change my life was greater than how stuck I was in my comfort zone. And that pulled me out of my comfort zone and into action and being willing to face my fears. Is your desire great enough for you to truly want to make change, to get in action, to show up for your business every single day? And maybe that desire is not about you. Maybe you do have an amazing life already and you don't resonate with that. Maybe yours is about contribution. You know, Adam and I don't need any more income. We are so abundantly blessed because of this business that we got stuck in the last 12 months. We got lazy and we really needed to reassess our desire. And we're at a point now where our desire had to become more than about us, because we had to rescue ourselves first, but we're through that phase. And now for us to continue to grow, our vision needs to be great on how we can contribute to others and how this business can change other people's lives. That's the only thing that's going to continue to inspire us beyond where we are now. So it's not necessarily about you, but it has to really be moving and it has to be big enough to pull you into action. Because it's going to be like that magnet that pulls you to success, especially when you have those face down moments or those fearful moments. And it's so important that you share this desire with your upline, because anything worth doing is going to have challenges. So when you have a challenge or a face down moment in this business, you have to be willing to allow the people around you to bring you back to that stake in the ground, to pull you up when you have those face down moments, to help you through that block. And if you're not willing to share and be vulnerable with others with what this is to you and to be held accountable by your team members, then it's very hard for us to help you and inspire you through those challenging moments. Okay, so you really want to create a culture in your team where everybody is invested in everyone's dreams. Everyone that joins my team is a real person with real vision, real desire, a real goal. I can't do this business for them, but it's my responsibility to remind them of what is possible every single day and to hold them accountable to what they said they wanted. I can't make them do the work, but I can be that person to remind them, because if my husband wasn't there reminding me, I quit so many times in my first few months. Every time I got a no, every time I had a face down moment, every time I was scared, I quit. And it was because my husband knew and was so invested in my vision and what this could be for us as a family, but me as a person, that he never let me quit on a bad day. So if you want an above average life, it's going to require an above average effort. If you want an above average life, it's going to require above average effort. So be honest with yourself. I certainly didn't give an above average effort in the first 12 months in my business, right? Because I was too focused on my stories and me and, you know, how I'm this and that. But when I really got that desire and that hunger, I started giving an above average effort, and that is why I have an above average result. So if you're not getting the result that you want, be honest with yourself. Are you really putting in the work? And also remembering that the work you put in today rewards you down the track in your business. So this is a real business, and just like any real business, you don't necessarily get financial exchange time for money in the beginning. The time you put in today is growing your success down the track. You know, we're so blessed that it's such a minimal fee to get started in this, that we don't have thousands of dollars of outlay. But the consequence of that is people don't treat it like an actual business because they haven't invested all this money. There's nothing on the line. If you start treating it like a business, if you start giving an above average effort, if you understand that it's a long-term vision, that this is a wealth creation strategy, and just like any other wealth creation strategy, let's just say you're getting into the property market, which you should absolutely do if it's available to you, and that's a wealth creation strategy. You don't expect to invest today and make thousands of dollars next month. You're in it for 20, 30, 40, 50 years to hopefully retire someday. So if you cannot get your head around a 4 to 5 year minimum commitment in this business, you're in the wrong place, or you don't have the right understanding of what this is. What the effort you put in today is going to reward you down the track, and you can't be attached to instant gratification. I posted on Facebook and no one liked it. This business doesn't work, right? What you want to have is, I planted another seed today, and I'm going to plant another seed this afternoon, and I'm going to do that consistently every single day, and I'm going to touch people's lives positively consistently every single day with zero attachment to the outcome. And one day someone is going to be in a position where they need help, where they want support, where they want to create an extra stream of income. And because I'm the one who showed up consistently, showing them that I'm all in and all I've done is ever love on them and add value, I'm the first person they think of. If you're not adding value, if you're not caring, if you're not creating rapport, they're not going to think of you. Not everyone is looking for something today. So if you're not consistent when they are looking for something, they're not going to think of you. So you have to be consistent in your business without attachment to the outcome. I can't tell you how easy my business is today. Like, I can maintain my customers and find team effortlessly because of how many conversations and how many times I posted in the past. I rarely post on Facebook anymore because I find myself in so much overwhelm just wanting to do the best for the team I have with such a large team now that I'm not actively looking all the time for people. So I resist posting because people come to me all the time. I maintain what I need just because of the conversations I've already had. So it gets easier, I promise, but you have to do the work today. And yeah, if you focus on serving, you know, this was like a huge message that I really felt I got from the weekend, is that, you know, it doesn't matter where you get in this business. You're never better than anyone. You know, you've got to show up humble and be willing to serve. And when you show up every single day and ask yourself, how can I be of service to others? It takes you out of your head and into your heart. And I just shared this on a training that I did just before this one. Someone asked, you know, I get so shy and I freak out when that moment comes and I could talk to someone I don't know and share what this is. How do you move past that? And one of my beautiful friends, Karina, shared with me one day when I was sharing that challenge. I find it so hard to speak to people I don't know, and my mind goes blank and it's awkward and I hate that, and so I avoid it. And she said, you know, just take an interest in them. And I'm just like, yeah, that's so obvious and so simple. And when you get out of your head and telling yourself this is awkward and I don't know what to ask, you're making it all about you. But when you travel to your heart and you just focus on connection with people and asking yourself, how can I serve this person? And sometimes it's just asking them a bunch of questions about themselves and making them feel interested in. It makes it so much easier to have conversations if you're someone who is introverted and who is shy. Now, I remember my first few customer calls, I was petrified. And when I look back, what I realize is the very first question I would ask, I was petrified getting on the call. But the moment I connected, and the first question I would ask is, tell me about you. Tell me about your past health. Tell me where you're at currently. And tell me where you'd really love to be. And then I would shut my mouth and I would just connect and listen to them. I was there to serve them and their needs. And immediately the fear would disappear. Because my job was to help them in what they were looking for. So I would listen and then I would offer a solution, whether it be business or one of our products or our program or all of our products, that was suitable to their needs that they were sharing. And it just gave me so much confidence in the moment because I wasn't focused on myself. So write that down if you're one of those people that it's like, oh, I just struggle because I don't like talking to people I don't know. Focus on serving and the fear will disappear. And the more you do it over and over again, the more customer calls that I did, because I was just obsessed with customers when I first joined. I wasn't going to do the business. It was all about as many customers as possible. So the more calls I did, the easier it got. And I realized I had a natural rhythm and a script, and it just all became very natural for me, and I stopped being fearful of getting on those calls. But if you're not willing to step outside your comfort zone, you won't experience that growth. So anytime you have an opportunity to get outside that comfort zone, I dare you to do it. Next time you're at the coffee shop, you know, don't get your phone out and pretend to do something important on it like I used to do. Put your phone down. This is how this business has helped me grow. And this is what I love most about this business. I always would awkwardly look for reasons not to connect with people, and my phone was the easiest way to do that. And now I put it down and I'm just conscious and present with people. I look in people's eyes and thank them for the amazing coffee that they made me. You know, after I've done a yoga class, I go up and I'm present with the instructor and I thank them for such an incredible class and that it's impacted me today on whatever level. You know, look for simple ways to connect with people, because that will make a profound impact on their day, because most people go through their day focused on self and ignoring the world around them. And the more you do that, the more it becomes natural to do that. After my course on the weekend, here's another example. After my course on the weekend, I was at the airport and I had an hour to kill, and I just went and sat down and waited for my plane. And a guy in the same place recognized me from the course. And usually this is my worst nightmare. And I had that habitual pattern where I immediately thought, like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't know you. I just want to be in my comfort zone and pretend like I don't know anyone and read my book. I don't want to create pretend conversation for the next hour. Like, that's my immediate thought. And he sat down and I'm just like, no, just focus on him. It doesn't have to be awkward. And we ended up having the most incredible, and him being male as well made it more awkward, because I don't tend to go out of my way to connect with other males in particular. And we ended up just having the most amazing conversation. We had so much in common. He's from the Tony Robbins scene, so we had so many of the same friends that we knew. And he ended up wanting more information about Juice Plus, and you know, and the whole connection just started by me just asking him about him and finding out about him. And it wasn't this terrifying experience that I set myself up for it to be. So be willing to connect and be present with others. Focus on them. Focus on serving. And that will bring you that calm courage. It really will calm your mind and take you out of that chaotic, self-focused talk that a lot of us have going on that prevent us from connecting and creating amazing things with our business and in our lives. So I've just got a few more things here to finish up, and then if there's anything else you want me to share, that's fine, Lauren. So I just thought it might be helpful just to share a tool which I learned on the weekend, and I've kind of been doing this in a more expanded version, but this is a really simple tool. If you guys want to write it down, it might resonate with you, it might not. But even just being so conscious now of that, I've had a lot of internal noise and it's been really loud for me in the last few months, and how that's even just impacting my children, let alone my business. So I just thought this was a really awesome, easy, simple tool, and I've been utilizing it already, and it's made me so much more present and conscious and not snappy and reactive to things. And you know, even in my business, some you know, stressful things have occurred of recent, and I'm not reactive anymore. I can come back to my center and deal with things calmly and not react and then regret later how I've responded to things. So it's just a calm courage, you know, meditation where you can really just find your truth again, and it takes 3 minutes. And so the first step, if you just want to write down the steps, obviously you can do your own music, you can be at home, you can be in the car, whenever you just need to take a deep breath. The first step is just to bring awareness to your breath. You know, breathe in calm, exhale stress, even just focusing on that and just doing that 5 times. I've been doing that lately. I'm just like, okay, I'm in my beautiful state again, and now I can, you know, impact the world from this state. So bring your awareness to your breath is number 1. Number 2, recognize the state you are in, because so often we're in these reactive states that aren't based in reality. You know, our head is in the past or in the future, where we're imagining all these make-believe things that are going wrong, or we're hallucinating that a person is thinking this, or they've done this to us, or they did a bad job here. It's all a hallucination. It's all a story. It's not based in reality. It's our meanings, perceptions, and frameworks. So recognize what is the truth of the state you're in. For me, often it's some form of anxiety, a tightness in my chest, a stressing about the future that isn't even true. You know, even like presenting, even doing this created anxiety for me, because I'm not someone who loves to be in front of lots of people, right? So I start projecting what that means. And it's not, it's just an illusion that I create for myself. So I recognize that. The third step is bring attention to the movement of your mind. Are you forward projecting? Are you past? If it's past, it's usually depressive thoughts. If it's future, it's anxiety. You're creating events that haven't happened and probably won't happen. So just recognize what that is. And, you know, recognize, is this causing disconnection in your life and with the people around you, with your team, with the goals that you want to achieve in your business, with your children, whatever the stress is relevant to. The fifth step, and this is where you put the meaning on it. This is the step where you recognize what is the truth. Truth is, I'm okay in this moment. The truth is, my kids are just being kids. They're not even being noisy. It's my internal noise, and I need to pause and take a breath. The truth is, my husband is just trying to be loving from his perspective, from his frameworks, so I should stop judging him. You know, what is the truth? The truth is, I'm filled with unlimited potential, and I can step outside my comfort zone, and I can make this customer call, or I can reach out to this person who desperately needs a business like this. You know, what is the truth? And for me, the tool that I use is chanting I am, which in Sanskrit is aham. So you can say the words I am as you breathe, or you can say the words aham. And for me, it's just such a grounding statement, because the statement of I am a child of God. I am unlimited potential. You know, I am someone who's worthy of abundance. You know, take 8 deep breaths and tell yourself I am, and recognize the truth. And the last step is just take a few deep breaths and imagine what it is that you want to create, what you want to come to fruition from whatever the stressor is. Okay, is it that you want to have a certain goal around this business? Is it that you want deeper rapport and connection with your children? Is it that you want to serve your team better? You know, whatever that is. Okay, so connect with your breath, recognize what state you're in, and if it's past or is it the future, and then recognize what the real truth is and what you really want. And I found just doing that in 3 minutes just completely changes my state. And I can actually serve from a beautiful state, rather than what Adam has described of me of late is fear and anxiety. Like, I've been in action because of fear. I've been driven by fear and anxiety of, you know, it doesn't matter how much we're earning, I still have the exact same amount of uncertainty financially than when we had no money. Like, how crazy is that, right? So clearly that's what I'm working on at the moment. So I've been driven by fear and anxiety rather than love and abundance. You know, which one sounds way more calm and enjoyable to serve from, right? Okay, just the last couple of things. Okay, money beliefs. I think this is a really important thing. I won't spend much time here, but you've got to go to work on this, because this is one of the biggest impacts on your success is the BS money stories that you have going on. That either you're not worthy of more, and what I had to do to get to the level I have in my check is that every step of the way I had to grow my self-worth. Otherwise, you sabotage the success that comes in. If you get a $10,000 check and you don't feel worthy of that, it's not going to keep coming because you'll sabotage it. So for me, I started with 1,000. It was within my self-worth, my realm of self-worth. And then I had to continue working on what I was worth to see my income continue to grow. And what's interesting is it stagnated for quite a while, because I really have to work on getting to that next level. Okay, so it doesn't matter how successful you are, you're continually working on that stuff. So that's one thing. But the other one, which is, you know, present every single day in what you do in this business, how many of you hate or feel like you've attached a meaning that you're selling and you don't like that, and you hate when you have to share the price? How many feel uncomfortable when someone says, how much is it? Right? Most people's first thing they say to me on an introduction chat to the business is, my first question is, I'm not good at selling. I don't like selling, right? First of all, you have an amazing business, an amazing health product that can impact and change lives like you can't even imagine. It is your responsibility to share it with people who are looking for something. When you're extremely passionate about something, you share it with your friends. When you love your hairdresser, when you love your pizza shop, you tell everyone how amazing it is. When you're passionate about something truly and genuinely, you're not selling. And it is your responsibility to share what you have, because people are in pain financially and they're in massive pain with their health. It never ceases to amaze me when I get on Zoom events, the stories that are shared, where people are able to get off heart disease medication and high blood pressure medication with their doctor, obviously monitoring, because Juice Plus and the lifestyle mission completely changed their health. Now, and how I see that is this person was having to take a pharmaceutical toxic drug every single day to keep them alive now, but in the long run, there's a consequence to that. It's a drug. And so for them to be able to get off that, because now they're living a healthier lifestyle, who knows how many years we added to that person's life. So if you think, and I don't know the American version, but if you think $122.10, which is the retail profit for premium, was not worthy of adding years to someone's life, then you really need to go to work on that. Because I think we're probably not getting paid enough, right? If you look at it on that perspective, the value exchange is actually not equal, okay? So money is just an exchange of value. When you are out there serving every day and adding value to the world, money is just an exchange. When you go to Kohl's or what's American, Walmart or whatever, and you go and buy something, right? Some eggs or a t-shirt or whatever, you don't go, oh my God, I can't believe I have to give Walmart money for this. They're just so wrong, right? You're taking value and you're giving value back. Would you rather your friends go and buy a supplement off the supermarket shelves that has health warnings all over it that you can't, you're pregnant and children can't take it and goodness knows what is in it, all these spirulinas sourced from China, right? Or would you rather them take the most researched supplement on the freaking planet and that they have you invested in their results, checking in with them, making sure they're getting what they want from the experience? Which would you rather? And it doesn't matter what job you've ever had in life. I challenge you to ask yourself the truth. It doesn't matter what job you've ever had. It is directly related to sales. That is how the world works. So get okay with it, because you want to see your income grow, because it means you're helping more people. Our income reflects how many people we are impacting every single day with the business and with the product, and we own every single cent of that. And if you don't start owning that, your income won't grow, which means you're not helping as many people as it's your responsibility to do so. So last couple of things, build your belief in yourself, be committed to growing your mind for success every day. I get up, I meditate, I listen to personal development when I'm walking or when I'm in the car. I don't watch TV. Like, you've got to set yourself up for success. You have to make, ask yourself, do successful people watch TV? Like, I have no idea what is on TV. Zero idea. Because I look at the successful people around me and I take their advice, and none of them watch TV, right? So next time your friend tells you, I can't believe you're doing Juice Plus, that's one of those network marketing things, ask yourself, do I desire this person's life? And is their opinion, does it matter to me? Is their negativity worth listening to? Does that improve my life? Because people who are not successful will bring you down to their level to make themselves feel better about themselves. People who are really successful will cheer you on and be excited for the fact that you've started this business venture where you're working on your own dreams rather than someone else's, that your consciousness is expanding and you realize that your point is not to be on this planet and serve someone else's dreams. Your point is to grow your own abundance and create the life of your own dreams. And that's what successful people know. So that is the advice you want to follow. You want to model successful people. So build your belief in the company, build your belief in the product, build your belief in the industry, go to work on your self-belief, and all those areas are strong. You won't hear the noise. You won't care about the noise other than to feel sorry for them. It won't make you want to quit. Okay. Every time I got no's in the beginning, I wanted to quit. Whereas now I rarely get no's because people are attracted to my certainty, especially when I share prices. Back on the pricing thing, I forgot to share this. If you get price objections, it's because you need to work on your belief in the value. I never get price objections unless there's genuinely a budget constraint and we have a product that everybody can afford at some level. In Australia, berries cost $11 a week, and I don't know anyone who's not spending $11 a week on something that doesn't serve their health. So price objections, if you're hesitant to share it, if your energy goes down, if you go nervous, if you don't believe in the value, they are going to pick up on that, and then they're going to question the price. When I share the prices, it's right up at the end when I've shared all of the value they're getting. Even if I'm on the phone, I'm talking up. There's zero hesitation. There's strength and commitment in the sharing. I've got full belief in it. And occasionally, they genuinely can't afford the premium. I drop sell to something that they can afford because it is about serving them. So make sure you get clear on that stuff, and that will come down to your belief and going to work on that as well. Then you won't get the no's, and if you do, you won't hear them. Make a commitment to show up to your business every single day. Every single day you can do something. Even if the kids are teething and hubby has the man flu and the world is crashing around you, you can post one post. You can check in with one friend. Stop letting your excuses drive your business and drive your life. Make a commitment that you're going to show up every single day to maintain that momentum in your business. It's not about how much time. It's just about showing up every day. Success is available to everyone, but it doesn't come for free. But I do believe it's your responsibility to seek success. You can talk to one person in a week, or you can speak to 100 people in a week. You could speak to 100 people in a week, or you could speak to 100 people in 6 months. The person who speaks to 100 people in a week is going to have way more momentum in their business than the person who did 100 in 6 months. We're not here to tell you what business you should have. It's your business, but you have to be real with the result that you want versus the effort you put in. So get clear on the effort you want to put in, the result that you want, and make sure that they meet, that they add up. And then we know how we can show up and serve you as leaders because we know that you're realistic in how much time you have, what you want to achieve, and the time frame that we set for achieving that together. Stay close to the fire, as Laurie and Cameron would say. You guys are on here, always talking to the converted because you guys are on training, but set a culture in your team that they understand that team training is a must. If you don't stay close to the fire, your inspiration will die down, you'll go cold. There'll be weeks go by where you do nothing in your business. And because everything we do today affects our business 3 months from now, 3 months from now, you'll be wondering why you've been posting every day but nothing's happened. It's because you were inconsistent 3 months ago. Okay, so stay close to the fire so that inspiration burns bright. And commit to that long-term vision. And there's one story that I want to finish with. I heard this story on the weekend. And it's a story of the limited chicken. And so there was this farmer, and every day he would farm his paddocks and he would look up in the sky and he would see this incredible golden eagle, phenomenal golden eagle, just owned the sky. And the farmer said to himself, I want that golden eagle. I'm going to catch that golden eagle. And every day he tried his best to catch this golden eagle, but the golden eagle was far too smart and far too quick. And then one day he spotted the golden eagle up on a mountain. And so he climbed the mountain and he found the golden eagle's egg. And he stole the egg and he took it back to his, what do you call the chicken, the chook pen.
The coop, yeah.
The coop. He took it back and he put the egg in with the other eggs. So obviously the chickens nurtured it and it hatched. And so this baby golden chicken was raised to believe it was this golden eagle was raised to believe it was a limited chicken. It ate worms, it ate bugs, it pecked, it walked around like all the other chickens because its society raised it as a limited chicken. And one day the golden eagle was flying over and he looked down and he saw the baby golden eagle and he flew down and picked him up and took him back to the mountain. And he said to him, what are you doing behaving like a limited chicken? You're a golden eagle. And the baby eagle said, no, I'm not. I'm a chicken. And the eagle said, no, you can fly. And he said, no, 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 I'm a limited chicken. I can't fly. After much convincing, the golden eagle had him take flight. And he realized the truth of who he was. He was a king of the heavens. The entire world was his. And he was full of that potential. So we are all raised in this society that has limited our thinking of who we are. Our parents, because of their limited upbringing, our school, our entire society, the way that it works. We're raised to be these worker bees with limited consciousness, with limited ability to think for ourselves, to build our own life, our own dreams. But the truth is, you are a king of the freaking universe. You are a child of God. You are full of absolute unlimited potential, whether it's in this business or whatever it else is that you desire for life. You have everything it takes inside of you, and that is the truth. When you start your day every day focusing on the truth of who you are, you will get up every single day and move towards a better version of you. You'll be a better parent, you'll be a better partner, you'll be a better leader, you'll grow a bigger business, you will attract abundance, you will seek abundance, and you will be grateful for every single bit of it. And the noise will quieten down. So I'm going to finish with that. I hope that was powerful and helpful. And
my phone's blowing up. Everybody's like, I want to keep Kira in my pocket. I need an hour a day with Kira. And I said, what? Write down right now. You know, I must have gotten really seriously 20 messages saying that. And I'm like, well, what have you taken away? You know, and I think that, you know, what a lot of people, I'd love for a bunch of people to share. I mean, I think that, you know, people see where you're at right now, Kira, and I just want to honor your journey because I remember, you know, when it wasn't this way for you, right? When you were resistant, you know, to it, and people don't, and to hear your passion is because you just made a decision, you know, and you, I think, I don't know. I mean, I'd love for you to share a little bit about that as well. You know, I mean, that real belief in yourself where one day, I don't want to say the word, but you had an effort moment, maybe. You had an effort moment.
Lots of swearing, lots of tears.
Right? So, you know, when you showed up at Hamilton Island, right? And I mean,
Yeah.
how did Adam get going in the business? Because I want everybody to realize your journey, it has not been easy for you. You know, they see it now and it's all bright, shiny, and this 300, 400 club and business is great. But I remember talking to Adam the very first time and him saying 2 events a week, no matter what. And that was when he just signed up as a distributor. So you guys really have very high standards. And I want people to understand the standards that it takes. And I think that you would say this as well. I mean, I know for us, September and October, for us are usually the best months if you really hunker down. You know, I mean, you guys hunkered down when you got going. And could you talk just a second about what that really looks like, that above average effort? Because I think a lot of people texted me and said, you know, wow, I really do need to give an above average effort, and what that means. So, yeah.
Sure. Well, first of all, the aha moment that I had, it was at our Hamilton Island conference, which was about 2 years ago now. And I was an SC the slow way, so I had missed my fast track, and I was in and out all the time, quitting all the time, blaming everyone for everything all the time. I had a lot of frustration at myself at that point, because I knew I think, you know, when we're really truthful with ourselves, we know that we're playing really small. And I think we're really, I think we're all born here to change the world in some way. And when we're not doing that, we're not happy. And so I was standing there, and actually you guys know how out loud Adam is, and I've allowed him to really speak for me for many years. And I was used to putting myself in the background and just letting him, you know, talk to people and do all that. And so he would do that to sort of protect me because he knew I was uncomfortable. So he was just in love. But I remember that I was going to recognize some team members and recognize Linda for what she'd done to us. And I'd picked these gifts and I put so much thought into it. When it got to the time in this presentation to share it, Adam just stepped in and did it. And I remember like just having to run from that event like I was suffocating, like I couldn't breathe. Like I was so angry, and not at him, but so angry at myself that I'd limited myself so much. And when I was starting to find my voice, others didn't see that because I was so used to me not stepping into my potential. And so I was seeing Adam be recognized, and I was seeing other people within our business be recognized for all this achievement. And that was my moment. It was like an instant shift in my body where I was just furious at myself. And then I went home and shared it with a friend, and she said to me, "Be so loud, I can't ignore you." Because I felt like I was beginning to find my voice, but people couldn't hear it because they were used to me not using my voice. And so in that moment, I made a commitment to myself, and every single day I said to myself, "Be so loud, they can't effing ignore me." And I went out and I just like drove so hard with my business, and I got up every single day and told myself that. And I went from an SC to a Q and MD 12 months within 2 months, and we came to America. And then in another 3 months, I was an NMD 39 club. And then a month later is when Brian joined my team. So that was obviously another big boom. I was able to attract someone amazing like that into my business. And yeah, the rest is history. But the truth is of that above average effort. For 12 months, and I'm not proud of this, and I'm not saying that you need to choose this sacrifice, but the truth to grow a business that quickly is that even against my values, a lot of the time the TV was raising my daughter for 12 months, and I hated myself for that. But and I sacrificed my health. I stopped going to the gym because I was doing calls. Like I was so committed to this business. But what it's given my family now, like that 12 months of head down, strategic sacrifices, like we own our life now. You know, Adam's off to Perth next week. It's where I'm from. My whole family is there. And I rang him for Father's Day, and Maddie in the background said, "Are you in Perth or are you in Sydney, Mum?" She's 5. And I said, "I'm in Sydney." And she said, "I want to go to Perth. I miss my cousins." And I texted Adam 5 minutes later and I said, "We're coming to Perth with you." And, you know, we didn't have that choice. I used to see my family once every 2 years, and it broke the bank getting over there because they can't afford to come here. So now we literally, I mean, we went and took our kids and saw snow for the first time and had the best family holiday ever. First time I've seen snow. I'm seeing it with my children like a month ago. Like just the choices we have now, the daddy dates, the connection, the time. So the sacrifice to me was worth it. So the question you have to ask yourself is, first of all, where are you at in life? I didn't have babies. You know, I've got people on my team with twin babies, new twin babies, you know, and I see them on training, feeding the babies. They're still committed to showing up. They do what they can, but they obviously don't have the same time that I have now that both kids are in school. So you have to not get into comparison of where you have to be real with where you're at. Comparison will kill your business. Don't compare yourself to Brian Marsh and think you're not doing well. You know, something that's come up a lot, Lauren, is I've done a lot of coaching with some leaders who have been in my business for a long time who have just kind of stagnated, and they all shared the same story of, I can't share my story because I haven't had that much success. And I've asked them, well, how has the business changed your life? And they're like, oh, I didn't have to go back to work after I had my baby. It's like, are you measuring success like just against myself and Adam, or like the world? Because last time I checked, being able to stay home was like the biggest impact ever. Even $500 a month. Like when I made $1,000 in my first month, I felt like a millionaire. And I attracted way more people into my business with my $1,000 a month story than the story I have now that I can barely believe, let alone convincing someone else that's possible. $500 a month is life-changing to a family. You've got to be out there sharing that. That's like they now can afford to feed their family without stressing about it. Like that impacts a mum every single day, because the stress of how do I feed my family when you're, you know, limited financially is a daily stressor. And if you can have someone earn $500 a month, you've already taken care of that stress. and then you can help them dream bigger. So don't compare where you're at to anyone else's, and remember how much of an impact and how much that means to so many others, and ensure that what you want to achieve is equal to your value of what you're willing to give. Maybe you're not willing to sacrifice the 12 months that I did, and you're willing to build what I did over 3 years instead of 1, because that's closer to your values and where you're at. Or maybe you've got babies and you just literally can't do that right now, but you know this is a 5-year, 10-year, 20-year commitment, and you do what you can now, and you're realistic with that, and you don't compare, and you know that in 2 years' time you'll have even more time. Like I remember Linda said for 12 months, next year all 3 kids will be in school and I'll own my time, and like I'm going to be all on for the business. Like she said that for 12 months. And then obviously when all kids were in school, your life changes. You got more to give. Both my kids are in school now, so I don't have to worry about, you know, that the children at home anymore. So I can show up literally full time for my business now. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. It answers my question. Amazing. Thank you. I want to be respectful. It's so amazing. The calls keep coming in and the texts keep coming in from everybody, but I want to give a couple people, I'm sure you can see the comments that are happening over there. Kira, one other question, then I'm going to let some people ask some questions.
Sure.
You got it. But momentum, right? The speed that's happened, right, has also given people the possibility to the hope that it is possible, right, to make some shifts in their life immediately. What would you say, you know, for, I don't know what my question I was going to ask, like just a bullshit story for people to give up. You know what I mean? Like, I too, like I look at them like, I can't even believe where my life's at. But my road was slower. I read everybody, you know, in 2011 that we didn't have any national marketing directors. And that year, 8 national marketing directors happened, you know, but I wrote the vision. I saw who could we help? Who could we serve? Continuing to add value. And then, like you said, it was worth that commitment of just focus, you know, for that. I kept hearing Jeff say 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years, you know, if you take everything that you desire, 3 to 5 years. So I'm going to give a couple people an opportunity to ask you some questions, then we'll let you go because it's been amazing. And I respect you and adore you so much. I love your heart. I love how much you love on people on your team. That you know, that every little success they have is important to you. And that really means a lot. I just am inspired by you, as I know all these people are as well. So I want to give a couple people an opportunity to ask questions, if that's all right. We'll take about 2 or 3 questions. So anybody want to ask? You can unmute yourself. Anyone, comments? I know that you all have comments, questions. Anyone? Yes, Suzanne.
I wanted to take the opportunity to just say, Kira, I met you in St. Louis. I think it was about a year ago. And you are just so incredibly amazing and inspiring. There's not even a word that I can use to tell you that, you know, I think that I'm seeing all the notes and everybody's feeling the same way I am, that, you know, it's like everything that you're sharing right now is so real and raw. And it's like, I don't think I've heard a training that puts it all together so concisely with what you just said. And thank you so much, because it's really incredible to be able to hear somebody so passionate, but yet really put it concisely into words about like what we need to do. I couldn't write fast enough, so I'm going to have to replay this and watch it again. But thank you so much. It's you know, I just wanted to say thank you and gratitude to you for taking time to train us. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. I just want to respond to that because, you know, it's so easy to put people on a pedestal and, you know, the things that you said I don't necessarily feel that every day, and I have the same challenges as every single one of you. It's just that I'm willing to face them and work through them and be honest with myself as to what those challenges are. And so I'm by no means perfect and still have a lot of work to do. And yeah, I hope that inspires you that I'm no better. I have the same stuff, you know, and yeah, it's just getting up every day and being willing to move forward. And, you know, as they say, you don't help anyone else's light shine brighter by dulling your own. Like, I think the biggest way we can make an impact in the world is to continue to grow ourselves and shine brighter and share our light with the world. That's how we heal the world. That's how we help people. And that's why it's even if it's not for ourselves, if you're someone who's so down on yourself that you're not willing to do it for yourself, you've got to do it for others. You've got to do it for your children. You know, when I look at my kids and I think about my limitations and how I'm training them in those limitations unless I'm willing to work on them, it makes me want to work on myself even more. And then obviously that impacts my business.
Awesome. Awesome. And I think that you might know Suzanne's amazing story with her daughter, and full-time dentist. So it's awesome. I know that she's one of the ones texting me, telling me how awesome this is. Anyone else have a final question before we jump off the call?
I just want to make one more comment about that I've been an example for, amazing story with my daughter, and I will not hesitate. Like, I don't even have to wait a split second. I will share the products over and over and over again. Just this last weekend, I found out that a little boy that we shared the products with, who was diagnosed with cancer, who's 16 years old, is now cancer-free after a month of being on the products. And I mean, and I'm not making any claims here, but I'm just saying, like, we introduced him to both the gummies and the capsules. And so what I'm here to say is that I need to get my belief in myself with the business, and that I deserve it and that I'm worth it, to get to the same level as my belief in the products and sharing the health part.
Do I have time to address that, Lauren? Because
Yes, absolutely.
I really obviously I haven't spent a lot of time with you awesome Americans, but my time that I have spent there, and then we do have a few within our team that we've been coaching. My general observation in general is that you all have such incredible belief in the product and such a passion for that mission, but there's this huge gap in the business belief, and your business will not grow. You can have a retail shop, but that is not going to grow a business. And I can't tell you, like, the lives we've impacted with this business is just as rewarding emotionally as the product. When you're a single mom, like, I worked with one woman when we met her, single mom, literally having St. Vincent de Paul come out and give her vouchers for nappy and food and petrol. And within a month, we helped her make $1,000. She was able to pay her rent back that she was behind in. The next month, she was able to come to Hamilton Island. And then about 6 months in, she flew to Melbourne to see her family. She decided to extend her stay because she could, because her business, she can work anywhere. And then she met the love of her life. And now she's in the most amazing relationship. He loves her daughter. They've had a second child now. And none of that would have happened without this business. So you have to be completely proud and own this business. This is network marketing, whether you like it or not. And network marketing is the best industry on the entire freaking planet. And you need to go to work on understanding that so that you can share that mission with people, because you are being selfish by not. Because think of all the single moms out there. Think of all the, parents who are having to choose work and daycare instead of being able to raise their own kids. Like, this business can make that impact if you're willing to accept how extraordinary it is. And I think that was the difference for Adam and I. Adam created a new wave in Australia where we began to own the business and be proud of it. And that's how your business grows.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Kira.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kira. You've gone above and beyond. I know people's minds are blown, and I'm excited for you to come back over here, see you hopefully in Phoenix, take you guys to the Masters, do a little bit of that. So give your family a big hug for all of us. So thanks so much. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks,
Kira.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kira.
Bye.